a quick discussion on how to set expectations. It's not easy. Just be clear about it, be deliberate, take the time to identify your values, identify the leadership competencies and behaviors you care about. What does it look like when we talk to people, and how do we communicate to people? Explain your expectations, and take the time to go into every nook and cranny if possible. And when you do, make sure that you broadcast that widely, and that you model the behaviors yourself, because nothing will sink an employee experience faster than hypocrisy. And then make sure that the organization has tools and resources and ways for people to do more. You're not just trying to get them to do things. You want them to change their belief system so it becomes part of them, right? Where it's not just managing behavior, it's really asking them to buy in themselves. That invitation, again, I go back to it. Christian was the first to really identify it at our organization, and I think he's on to something really special. It's an invitation. So this is one of our clients, Rocket Software. And I put it up here as an example of an organization that's getting it right. Christian gets to work with them all the time, but number one thing they do well is their CEO is intimately involved and cares about employee experience and realizes it's up to him. And he meets with Christian and they talk about it, and it's something that they're careful and deliberate about. And number two, they know what they do and what they don't do, and they begin to make sure that strategy and EX combine as opposed to be separate. I don't think you should have strategy documents that are nice little PowerPoint decks tucked into some filing cabinet and only brought out during strategy sessions. I think they're part of who you are. What Rocket does is they manage legacy software that looks like this. Anybody remember WordPerfect 6.0? Am I the only one? Okay, well, I'm dating myself. But what Rocket does is for companies who are reliant on these legacy systems, maybe they're built on mainframe architecture, they keep these systems alive. How many of you have bought something from R.C. Willey? You ever notice the terminals that you buy that the person the guy helping you buy the couch uses? It looks just like this. Right? And that's what they do. And they have turned that into a $2 billion company. Because they knew what they were, and that's part of who they are. Give me another example. How many of you recognize the man standing next to Rose? Anybody know who that is? That's Warren Buffett, and that's Rose Blumkin. Rose Blumkin was a poor immigrant from Belarus, and she built the largest indoor furniture store in the world, and it just happened to be in Omaha. And she sold her company twice to Warren Buffett. That's a story for another day. But in 2013, he talked about what made her great. And in fact, he said that Rose and her family and those that worked for her could run circles around those coming out of the Harvard Business School. He said that they had enthusiasm and energy. They had defined with extraordinary realism their area of special competency or competence, and they ignored even the most enticing propositions that were outside that area. They behaved in a high-grade manner, and they under-promised and over-deliver. And you may say, but Matt, that's strategy. I'm telling you that was part of their EX, because she didn't have it written down anywhere. And the only way Warren Buffett knew this existed was what he perceived. And it was evident in the way he interacted with that organization. He saw it through the employees. That's how it was manifested.